Okay, so I've made my homework before I come and meet you, and
Oh
I've
no.
seen all your interviews. Yes, I have a lot of things here. In your interview with Reis Khan, you said any artist has to pass through different phases.
Yeah.
What are the phases of Sami Yusuf?
Well, it's a very good question, one that I'm reluctant to answer, but I can't say no. I can't refuse. Essentially, people, human beings go through different phases, and it's true for artists as well. And when I came into this area, I came pure, very pure, a bit too pure. I hadn't done my homework. Wasn't like you. I wasn't prepared, and I just wanted to do something for my faith. But in the end, what I started to do as a project, a one-off project, became my career, became my job, and I became very famous very fast, and I didn't know anything about the business of music, business of art, because it's an industry. It's whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
It's an industry. It's when you talk about CDs and units sold, and people go and buy your CDs and they have posters and they have billboards and videos. Let's not kid ourselves. It's an industry, and I was not prepared. I was not prepared at all. A lot of what happened with me was an experiment.
You never expected that.
No, I didn't expect it. I just felt like I should do something. I should do something with music, and I did, and it was very blessed, and very successful, and it affected a lot of people. And those are the lost millions, Those are the millions that I never earned, the 100, whatever you want to call it, guineas, pounds, dollars. For me, what drives me is the emails I get from fans, from supporters, saying, "Brother Sami, I didn't know about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but now I do, after hearing Al-Mu'allim." For me, what drives me is when some sister sends me an email, says, we have so many challenges, but I still wear my hijab, and your song influenced me, it affected me. That's really what drives me, because I have a studio. This studio here existed pre-2003, I've been involved, I've been heavily involved, and really, for me, if I was just going to be a normal singer, singing normal songs, it would be very boring for me, I'd be very bored, and it wouldn't give me much satisfaction, and it would not be something I'm interested in. I prefer studying law and becoming a lawyer or something than doing that, that's very, very boring and uninteresting. And
we can say that Al-Mu'allim was the beginning of the new phase for Sami Yusuf. Okay, so let's stop at Al-Mu'allim. It was very important stop, the station in your road. Before you make Al-Mu'allim, what actually was your goal? What you were targeting?
Because I'd become practicing at that time, I studied about Islam. I was practicing before, but Islam was not the central thing of my life. Islam was something that's important. By the way, I really do consider myself a convert. I consider myself a convert, really. I didn't know anything about Islam. I was like any other English boy,
That means that there's a turning
well-mannered
point
English
here.
boy.
Yeah.
A well-mannered, sweet, a well-mannered English boy. But I was,
How it happened, this conversion?
Again, it's very much from the spirituality aspect of the Azeri culture, the Persian culture. Very spiritual, but at the same time, it's like, I go for walks, long walks, and I used to ask myself, I used to pray to God, Ya Allah. Maybe I was a Muslim in my heart. At a very young age, I used to ask God, why am I created? Why are we here? What are we doing?
It just happened by yourself? There's no outside?
No, and then I met a friend in school, and he spoke to me a lot, and we had lots of discussions. And then after that, generally life, reading people, mingling with Muslims, and brothers, and understanding the true Islam, real Islam, because
through people.
everyone has, or many groups claim to represent Islam. Many groups claim to understand Islam. But I believe I sound like an evangelist. But I believe I found the truth. Alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah.
It's a blessing to be a Muslim. It's a blessing to follow the teachings of An-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's a great honor, and I think we should remind ourselves more. It's something we don't remind ourselves often enough.
Yeah, we are grateful for you that you reminded us a lot about that. Al-Muallim, we're back again to Al-Muallim. When you planned for Al-Muallim, what was your goal? If you are not expecting this great success, so what was your goal?
I think every artist, Muslim, non-Muslim, doesn't matter. If they're really sincere from their hearts, they want to convey something, it'll shine through their music. It will shine through their work. It will shine through their pieces, their compositions, their catalog. And Al-Muallim is a very good example of somebody, a very good example of someone's love towards a person. And it shines. It shines because it's from my heart. 100% from my heart. And you don't need me to tell you that. You can hear that.
You made an intentions before Al-Muallim to
express my love
to
for the Prophet ﷺ without talking necessarily about do this, don't do that, without preaching. It's someone's love towards another human being, towards the greatest human being, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We once had a teacher, the teacher of teachers, and it just came really. Al-Muallim, just the song, it came, and I remember when I was working on it on the piano, I was very emotional. The melody made me emotional. The whole theme made me emotional.
That's why you chose it to be the head of the album?
Oh yeah, alhamdulillah. It was without a doubt the strongest song in the album.